VR for work, is it possible? Is it the future for being more productive working from home? Well, I don't know just yet, and I'm having fun being a part of the journey. This is the VR for Work series part 2, and in this video, I'm going to review a popular Quest 2 VR application called Immersed. It's a software that will take your workspace, your desktop, into a different world. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed, and if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. I'm Ryan, and this is the Elevate Project, helping professionals like you working from home with home office tech and to be more confident and engaging delivering online presentations. If you missed part 1, you can check out the link in the description below. For this series, I'm using the Oculus Quest 2 or Meta Quest 2 and see if VR for work is or will be the future to elevate your productivity working from home. Immersed is a free application for the Quest 2, and depending on your personal needs, there are paid options for more features. First, let's jump on to the Immersed website. Okay, so this is the website immersed.com, Immersed. So this is the website you're going to need to go to download the desktop agent. This is going to be connecting remotely from your desktop computer to the Oculus headset. But as we go through here, you're going to notice that it is a free download. As I scroll down, you're going to see here that it is compatible with a Mac, even with an M1 chip, Windows 10, and Linux. Of course, when you're on the Oculus Quest 2, you're going to have to download the app there as well. Though that's how the desktop and your Oculus Quest 2 is going to connect and communicate with each other. For my demonstration and what I'm going to be going through is really going to be focused on the solo mode. So there's going to be an opportunity for you to see the private workspace using multiple monitors, and of course the portability. Because it's using a remote app, you can literally take your headset and access your desktop and work from anywhere in your home. And it's very, very popular. It's been seen on Bloomberg, VentureBeat, Engadget, CNET, Upload, BBC. So this is not just your run-of-the-mill application. This has been used and have been tested. So here's the website. I'm going to quickly kind of go through pricing if you do choose to use this in the future. For me, I will continue to use this because there is the free version, which really gets me everything that I really need. It gets me that high VR, high res, the lag free. You can add one additional virtual monitor. I'll talk about that as well. Virtual webcam, I have not tried. Offline mode, I haven't tried. And public virtual co-working, obviously I haven't tried. And remote desktop is exactly what we're going to be doing. From there, you can upgrade to the Elite version and the Teams version, which does get you up to 5 virtual monitors on a Mac and PC, and premium environments. So I'll go over those premium environments for private collaborations. Again, something I haven't used. Shared whiteboard, something I haven't used. And you can use 2 computers simultaneously. So what's nice about this, if you did upgrade, you could technically have one monitor in VR that was dedicated to your personal computer, and you can have another monitor dedicated to, let's say, your work laptop. When it comes to the Teams, this is nothing that I've really touched or tried out. One thing to note that when you first download and try this application out, you get to use the Elite package for free for the first, I believe, 7 days. Because I've already gone through and used the 7 days, I haven't been able to get any footage of those premium environments. So I'll find some pictures online to post and you'll be able to see it and what that's all about. When we get into the VR world, you're going to notice what's around you and how those premium environments really can enhance your experience. Okay, now that we have the application on my desktop, let's jump into Immersed on the Quest 2. Okay, now we are in the Quest 2. As you can see, this is kind of my home world right now. So before we actually get into Immersed, there's a couple things that I want to show you, which will be really cool when we're increasing productivity. So if I go to the settings here, into quick settings, and to settings here on the far right, under experimental, there are a few things that you can do. A couple things that I would do right away is turn on 120 hertz refresh rate. I think that will help, especially when you're using your remote desktop and using Immersed, as well as Bluetooth pairing. So there's a couple ways of doing this by controlling your computer. For me, because I'm not going that far away from using my desktop, I'm actually using the physical keyboard and mouse of my computer right in front of me. If you go to a different room or you don't have your Bluetooth keyboard or your Bluetooth mouse that's connected to your desktop, you can take your peripherals with you and have the Bluetooth connected to your headset, and your keyboard or mouse will be controlling your computer through your headset remotely. So those are a few cool things that you can do. Another thing that is very, very amazing, especially if you have an adjustable sit-stand desk or electrical desk, is bringing your desk into VR and adding it there. Doing this will be great, especially if you're working in VR for long periods of time using Immersed. Because if you do raise your desk, the monitors will also raise with you. So those are a few things that I would probably adjust before you get into Immerse. Okay, now that we are out of the experimental settings, we're back to my Quest Home. So we're going to jump into Immerse. Now, Immerse is going to take a little bit of time. It doesn't take too long. It will remotely connect with my desktop computer, and in this case, it's my Mac Mini M1 connected to my 49-inch Neo, so Odyssey Neo G9. So what you can see right away is my 49-inch display, and what's great about Immersed in the free version is that it will display all your connected monitors to the desktop, including one virtual display. So I only have one display connected to my Mac Mini right now. And here up top is the virtual display that Immerse creates. And you can see this is the controller. And of course, if you're working in productivity and you're doing a Word document, or you're using PowerPoint and you're doing work, you're browsing the web, you probably want to have your hand free and not use the controller. So I'm going to move this to the side. So I do have my keyboard here somewhat in front of me. I'm going to see if I can get this in the video. And so I'm going to be controlling what I need to control through my keyboard if I need to. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hands in front of the Oculus Quest 2, and you're going to notice that it has hand tracking. And there's a few things that you can do with hand tracking. One, obviously, this frees up your hands to type, but you're going to notice that my hands are in red. So that means it gives me the ability to interact with different options. One cool option is I can change my main displays into a flat screen, or I can make it curved. So what's nice about that is if your actual display that's connected to your computer isn't a curved display and you wanted one, in VR, you can do just that. This plus sign here, the ability to add more screens. Unfortunately, I only get one free virtual display screen. Trying to add more will be a paid option. Now, to disable this so you're not accidentally hitting some menus, you just use your ring finger, or I guess your fourth finger, and your thumb together, and then it grays out, which means you can't toggle any menus, which is really great. You can, of course, use your keyboard like I am here. You can type in YouTube, you can go into web browser, or let's say Excel, and it will open up an Excel document, which is really nice. Let's go to Word for a moment here, and let's just let's see some typing and see what we see. May not be what you see in this recording, but I will write just a little note. Immersed VR. It is a way to be productive in VR. So the text is actually really good. This is a massive display. But let's just say you don't have a 49-inch display. You have, let's say, a smaller screen, etc. You can actually change this display, make it bigger and smaller. Let me show you how. So when you lift up your left hand or your right hand, you're going to notice this menu. This brings up a quick menu when you touch it. And you're going to see that everything right now is pinned. If I unpin this will give me the ability to manipulate these screens. So what I want to do is turn my hands red, and I can pinch and push back my displays. I can move it up. I can actually have this down if I really want to have that type of view. For instance, right now, I'm going to put this kind of right about here. And what you can do is also pinch to make the screens smaller. So I'm going to try to track these. I have the mic just so here it becomes smaller. I can have it farther away. This makes it really a little bit difficult to see. If I really want a really good look at my displays, I can make it nice and large. Once you're happy with the positioning, you can just click pin all. You are in your workspace. Now, there's a few things to note. I'm in space right now, so if I want to change this in the free version, if you have any 360-degree pictures, you can use it here. But we want to go to the main menu. So from the quick menu, you can hit this menu button with 3 bars to get you to the menu. But let's just say we don't have the quick menu open. To get to the main menu very quickly is you can take your left hand and take your index, your pointer finger, and your thumb, and you're going to notice that those 3 lines show up. And if I put that together, it brings up this main menu. So you're going to notice here that it has Ryan's Mac Mini M1. It has a pairing code. You can pair that to your Oculus Quest 2. Or if you have another Quest 2 and you want to pair it to that instead, you can use that pairing code. Now you're going to notice as well on the left hand side, and because the mic is kind of blocking my view here and the tracking, I need to there we go. Let's go to my room. And under my room, this is where you can change your settings or your environment. Now in this room, you can notice that everything here under environments is locked. You need to pay for those environments. The environments are actually really cool. It really changes where you are. I'm actually pretty happy with this setup with just 360-degree pictures. So you go to 360-degree photos. When you click on that, there are a lot of great pictures. Now, the one that I'm using right now, I believe, is Nebula Green. And I can go to Beach Resort, and you'll notice that the environment takes you from space onto this beautiful beach. I'm looking around, looking up, looking left, and I'm working and taking my senses to a completely different area. And what's great about this too, if you want to throw some media on the top screen or your other displays, you can have music, a podcast playing, wear some headphones on top of your headset, and you are good to go. So again, to get to that menu, all you need to do is grab your pointer finger and your thumb and pinch it together, and brings this menu. Now I'm going to go back to space just for this video. So I'm going to go back to Nebula Green. And let's bring back that menu again. So a couple different options. There's whiteboard, webcam, keyboard. What's cool about the keyboard, I'm not going to... sure, let's try it. So let's go to keyboard. You can actually have a virtual keyboard set up, and you can calibrate it for your physical keyboard. So if you are wanting to type and you are used to doing function keys or specialty keys, sometimes you have to look down. This makes it a little bit easier. For this demonstration, I won't calibrate it, but I will turn off the keyboard there. There is a few things that I haven't used, which is the webcam, and I'm using the solo mode. There is a collaborative mode which I won't show for this particular demo that I'm showing you here. And the collaboration is obviously inviting other people and collaborating on working on a project or content that you can both look and work together at the same time in VR. So let's close this menu down. Okay, so now let's say I want to get rid of a screen. So I have my main monitor here and I want to get rid of this virtual display. No problem. So what we want to do is get into our quick menu. Let's unpin. And what we want to do is we want to be able to get in our hands to red again. And here I'm pointing at the virtual display. You're going to notice that there is on the top right hand corner, just an X. Once it gets large, you're going to notice that it will give you the option to close it. We click on that and it will reset. You'll have your main display and the display that you didn't want disappears. So now I am going to kind of recalibrate this screen and you're going to notice, oh man, that's really big. And that curve is really, really aggressive. And I'm just going to make some quick adjustments. Again, you just pinch, let go, and let's reduce the curve just like that. We're going to pin all, close this menu, take our hands off, and we're good to go to again work in VR. So fairly simple. It's really just taking your environment. The quality that I'm seeing is actually fairly clear. It's workable. The resolution isn't as high, obviously, as my main monitor. This is usable. And I've been using and working in VR 30 to 60 minutes a couple times a week since the beginning of January. Now, to get out of Immersed and get back into the real world, on your right hand when you lift it up, you're going to notice there is the Oculus logo. So you take your thumb and your index finger, your pointer finger, and you just press it, and it brings up the menu, and then you have the option here to quit. Okay, overall, what are my thoughts working in VR a couple of hours, a couple of times a week? Well, I have mixed feelings, and I know my situation may be different than yours. I already have a massive display and I have a number of peripherals I use in my workflow for different projects. I have to control these peripherals in the real world like my mouse, keyboard, and Rodecaster Pro. This by all means can be adjusted and I made it work for most tasks. When working on Office apps like Outlook, PowerPoint, Excel, and Word, I had no issues. It is actually a pretty decent experience. Even with a massive display, having a second virtual display just to throw media apps for background noise is nice, as it's not in my main workspace. When it comes to video editing, I did work in VR to see if it was doable, and it was. It's not ideal, and it's definitely not the best. That being said, if you are working away from your desktop in a different room and you want to edit a video, it is by all means doable. You do get used to using your mouse and keyboard without looking at them in VR. Now, working in VR, for me, longer than 60 to 90 minutes is just too much. It's not so much eye strain, it's really the weight of the headset over time. Also, in my situation, the resolution is just decent, and with the recent update, seems to be much clearer today than the first time I tried it out in the beginning of January. By all means, the resolution is good and it's usable. In context, I'm comparing it to my huge 49-inch display with a very high resolution. Now, as a way to change my environment and remotely use my desktop anywhere else in the house, it's refreshing and I like that. So right now, in this version and using the Quest 2, I can see myself using it just for that. When I need to do light work and change my environment, literally. It helps me to stay motivated, stay creative, and it can be relaxing. Also, working in VR in shorter time periods makes it more manageable in VR in this current state. So for taking your desk setup into VR with Immersed gets a thumbs up for light and moderate use from my 4 to 6 week use case. If you found value in this video, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. If you've tried Immersed and have something to add, leave a comment below. And if you like content like this one, consider subscribing and hit the bell icon so you get notified when I upload a new video. Be safe, stay awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one.